Do you wish to do anything else, or do you wish to turn in and gather provisions on the morrow?
Go ahead.
Nope. Nope.
No.
I literally had nothing to say, so you're fine.
You just start talking.
I was just start talking.
She's nervous. She's nervous.
I'm actually going to, as the night kind of draws on and people are kind of settling or drinking, getting wasted, I'm going to get up and I'm going to say to Marlo, mind following me outside for a second?
Okay.
What about me?
Well, you're welcome to come as well. I mean, it's...
Okay.
Well, Beecham doesn't care. He's not going to bother to get up and come outside.
I'm going to come with them.
Apparently I'm going to turn too sharp and run into the corner of the table. It's okay. I'm fine.
So you guys head out into the streets of Cairnemoore.
And this is later at night, right? So it's like we're about the time we would turn in or something.
Yeah,
right?
It is late indeed.
And I assume there are like a bundle of sticks somewhere outside, like semi-large sticks.
Outside the tavern?
Yeah, like firewood, but kind of more manageable and wieldy.
Why would you assume that? I'm just curious.
Well, because they chop down trees and shit, and they light the fire. They must have a stash of wood somewhere.
Isn't that usually indoors next to the fireplace?
Especially in the freezing cold weather when there's snow pissing down. The odds are it's either in the stable or somewhere in the tavern. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go to the stable and get a stick.
Okay, you know what? Just to stop torturing you anymore, you can have a stick. You can have a stick. I know. Let's make a percentage dice roll to see if you can find a stick. No, you find a stick.
So I'm going to turn to Marlo and hold up a wrapped up shirt one of Radovan's shirts. It's not the most smelling of shirts, but it is a shirt. I'm going to say,
shouldn't have.
I noticed you were feeling down or useless after those Valkyries exploded in celestial lights.
Yes.
And you we were all kind of blinded, if I recall, for several hours, and it sucked. I mean, we had to rely on Cal, and I'm going to look around to see if Cal is, in fact, in earshot.
Cal is definitely in earshot.
Cal is out of the bag.
So I'm going to look at Cal, and I'm going to say, I mean, you did good, Cal. Just, if we were attacked by trolls or orcs or something, it wouldn't be good. So, I have a proposition, Marlo. Every night or every day, if we travel and aren't almost near dead or fully beyond or their situation doesn't call for it, I am willing to be your sparring partner. Obviously, you're going to be blindfolded, and I won't be. And you're not going to try to kill me, because I think we both know you can. But you can get acclimated to fighting without your sights. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Now, I'd like to remind you, you're not trying to kill me. I value my life and my purpose in this world for Cuthbert's sake. So, for 20 minutes to an hour, until I'm not wanting to take any more punishment from you, we can spar, and you can kind of learn to fight without your eyes. And maybe Kia will join in too, or knows the elves need to get hit a few times too.
All right.
Huh. I need my eyes.
Okay, so basically, under normal circumstances, you're at -4 to hit when you're unable to see what you're targeting. So your goal is to basically start training with Marlo, with her blindfolded, to improve her ability to know where foes are coming from, and thus... Okay, sounds good to me.
And I am not holding back. When I have my stick, I'm going to be trying to hit her, and she might have to use her whole mental body if I hit her.
It's going to be like a bad Jackie Chan movie, isn't it? That's what's going to look like.
Well, she needs to know what it feels like to get hit and hurt, and All blind.
That's never happened.
I mean, it's a whole part of
He's
the.
not going to become Daredevil, Radavan.
Too funny. Okay, no, I like that idea. I think that's perfectly viable.
What? Someone?
Mr. Radavan Argy. There we go.
Okay. I'm going to go inside because I guess I really didn't need to be there for that.
You're just too nosy, couldn't help it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you guys all turn in the morning. So what do you? You can get ample provisions from the tavern here, so that's not going to be a problem. What
Great.
supplies do you want to acquire to head into the mountains proper?
Climbing spikes?
Climbing spikes, rope, torches.
Torches.
Okay, so how many climbing spikes? And you guys can... Somebody needs to make inventory and write this stuff down.
God, why? I'll do it.
I'll use my napkin if you want. Yeah.
I got it.
See, chat, you need
Go
to
back
know...
into the bar. Can I get a napkin, please?
I do
Climbing
this
spikes
napkin
is one
technique so I
need
don't have to do
normally
it.
for
you guys
one
know.
mountain. I don't know anything about climbing spikes, so how many do we need? I don't know.
Well, how many would they suggest? I mean, 20, 30? Is that too many?
Would kind of depend on how far up you're going.
How big are they?
Oh, they're...
Well, climbing spikes are like this, so like you
they're like pitons. You hammer them into the
tree, or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you step on them, and then
or you tie off
Someone has a
rope
retreat.
to it and stuff like that.
100.
So yeah, I mean, as you have this argumenting conversation as to what you should or shouldn't have, Beecham looks at you and he says, "Well, I think a score apiece at least would be applicable."
300. 400. Wait, Beecham, are you coming?
phrasing.
Well, unless you want me to somehow attempt to give you detailed descriptions of how to find a dwarven cache.
Yeah, okay, you're coming. 400 climbing spikes.
Do you really want to carry that? They're made of iron, you know. That's going to be an incredible amount of
400.
weight.
100. We'll have to just take some out and reuse them as we're climbing, I guess.
Well, yes.
Can we do that?
Maybe
So-
we'll take 25 apiece. That would make sense, I suppose.
100.
25 apiece. 25 climbing spikes.
Climbing
Okay,
spikes.
so everybody mark down 25 climbing spikes. And we'll each need a small hammer.
4 hammers.
Okay.
I should be a
Hammers.
secretary.
50 foot of rope each.
Okay,
Rope
yes.
each.
50 foot of rope each.
Rope each.
Rope each.
Rope each.
Rope each. Rope each.
Rope each.
It's my slang for
4
beach.
and 7 spikes ago.
There's no real like forge or anything here. We get spikes on our shoes, but I guess we already have snowshoes, right? So
Yeah, you have snowshoes to help you on the snow.
hammer. What about like a pick? A pick each for like the ice that might be on the mountainside that
that's
we
very,
want.
very good.
Or
A hand
ice.
pick, yes.
Hand pick. Torches.
Torches. 4 score torches.
So 80 torches then.
Yeah.
I'll just take 3 or 4 myself.
I don't really need torches on my shield,
Look,
but
I mean, a torch is like, you know, about 1.5 feet long with a big thing, and it's fairly thick. So 80 pieces, that's like carrying, you're going to be carrying like the equivalent of a massive firewood up there.
so I'll take 3.
Bingo.
I'll take 3 torches as well.
Poor Kia, she has little to no
400.
understanding of...
What else do we need?
I've-
Kindling,
Mhm.
flint steel. Let's see, caves.
I don't have to worry about food.
Oh,
No, you got rations. You got emergency rations, but of course Radovan can summon food and drink as well.
That's delicious food and drink.
Yeah.
We got the rope, we got the handpick, the torches, hammer, climbing spikes.
Sounds fine to me.
Obviously, on the mountainside, the tent will be of little use, I'm sure.
Right.
So we all need to make sure we have something. Well, I don't know if you need any extra warm clothing or not, or a bedroll, but
Well, I already have a bedroll, but you want me to forego the tents? Leave it here?
I'm just thinking if it's going to be of little use, it's just something heavy to drag around that you could probably do without. And I'm sure these good clansfolk would happily take care of it for you in the...
Okay, I'll leave the tent to the... I'll go to the barman and say, can you hold on to some of these rather useless items that
Fergus is happy to store anything you need him to.
So I'll give him the chain shirts and the pouch grease as well, because I haven't had time to kind of link them together and make them work.
Okay.
And also the tents and... Yeah, okay.
All right.
Cool.
Anything else you guys want to think you need before you...
Our furs!
Venture out.
Course. But that's a given.
We have flint and steel, we have bedrolls, yeah, I'm looking at my list of stuff. I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
We're just gonna wait for the chieftains.
Yeah, we're gonna just...
Okay, well, you can leave whenever you are ready then.
So the following day.
Yeah, this is that morning.
Okay, good breakfast. I'm gonna meet the chieftains, and then we're on our way. So...
Okay, what do you want to meet with the chieftains for? What are you going to
have to say? I'm basically just going to say to them, we will be heading to meet the mountain dwarfs to ask for a potential alliance. Since my party and I will not be here, there will come a time in the next week or two, Cuthbert willing, that you hear my voice in your head. And I want you to know that it is me updating you on our progress, and not to be afraid or alarmed. And you could actually reply back to us short sentences. I'm basically telling them about the sending spell.
Yeah. They look a little bit puzzled and don't seem to altogether understand, but I'm sure once it happens, they'll put two and two together.
Okay. But I'm going to leave with saying, don't be afraid. It's friendly voice. You can trust it because it's my voice. And we're on the same side, so obviously trust it.
But we're ahead of it.
And then... we're gonna go, I guess.
Okay.
Beecham, lead the way.
Alright, well, without further ado, he just comes out of the tavern and heads directly north. As you go trudging across the crisp, white, snowy ground. You can see the mountains way, way ahead. Now, of course, the mountain range you're looking at, it kind of runs north to south, so you're approaching it kind of at one end. Mm-hmm. But you have several days of travel ahead of you. At least probably 2 or 3 across open ground before you actually make it into the foothills of the mountains themselves. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So... oh, that's not the one I want. And, alright, so you guys travel for the best part of the first full day. Traveling across the open snow, the ground is fairly sparse, but of course, most of this, you are heading at a very slight incline uphill. You do have snowshoes, which helps, but fighting against the wind, you know, the strong north wind, and the fact that you're also slightly going uphill, it's considerably slow going compared to what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
Tigers and wyverns and cliffsides, oh my. As we approach the mountainside, I'm just remembering all the times I almost died in the frozen mountains. Everyone okay? It's too windy, we'll walk single file, you know, and
I do think that's the best idea, Radovan, if you'll go in front.
Yeah, I'm going to take out my shield and kind of like use it as a buffet against the wind if it's blowing that direction.
Beecham, just tell us if we start veering off course, please.
Okay. Well, Beecham will go at the very back. Oh, okay. Marlowe's going at the back. That looks of it.
Yeah, I don't want him getting kidnapped and us not noticing.
Okay. All right. So you create single file, which makes it a lot easier for Kia, Marlowe, and Beecham for sure. Because Radovan is definitely the largest with his huge shield in front. If you're kind of huddled in close behind him, he's great wind resistance as the wind kind of buffets off and around him. And of course, you can walk in his footsteps, which make it easier for you to travel as well, which is a lot less fatiguing for you guys.
Hey.
All right. You travel on for a full day and into the wee hours as it begins to get late. There is still moonlit, even with some moonlit. As it comes down and bathes the snow, you can still see for quite some distance, albeit that it's kind of shadows that you're looking at in the distances. You don't have the tent, of course, so what's your game plan for encamping?
We're going to use our new trick that we learned to dig into the ground, to get a little trench.
Okay, so you're going to basically do Iernan's trick and make yourself like a little hole in the snow to get so that the wind blows over top of you. And okay, you want to do anything regarding fire or anything like that to create some kind of warmth, or would you like to freeze to death in the negative numbers?
We're gonna build tiny little campfires after we build our little hole and kind of buffet it with some of the fabrics we still have.
Okay.
At this point, Radovan you're going to begin to notice that he's taking up his Drakkar Yankee scarf that he's had all this time, and he's going to start like wrapping it around his head, kind of awkwardly, kind of like a monk, but not nearly as neatly or cool looking.
Yeah.
When he takes his helm off, you see the Drakkar Yankee scarf around his head.
Okay. That was the sash that they had that was hanging from their belts?
It was that scarf that said, it had that single word, I think, from Children of Drakkar, like failure or...
Oh, okay. That was more like remember the little note thing that... It was a
scarf. It was cloth with a little circle thing, yeah.
I know what you mean now. Alrighty. Okay. Well, the first evening goes pretty much... And, geez, now everything's just messing up tonight. Now we've got something locked on the screen. The last follow is frozen on the screen. That's
well, shaves 666. Thank you.
Forever.
Shaves.
Forever.
Let me see what's going on here.
In the middle of the night, I want to go. Psst, Marlowe. Marlowe, you awake? How do you feel about going into these caves?
About how I feel about going anywhere else.
What does that mean?
I don't feel bad. I don't feel scared, if that's what you mean.
Not scared, just... I don't know if it's right. I feel like we don't own it.
No, we don't own anything. That's okay.
I still feel like it's the dwarves' territory. I'm just not sure about it. My commandments kind of... I don't know if they go against it or not. I can't figure it out.
Why don't you ask Cal?
Cal's no help. I'll ask him, and then he just looks at me with those eyes of his like I should know. But I don't.
Well, if you feel bad about it, then you shouldn't do it.
Well, that's the other thing. If Radovan thinks it's in line with the law...
It doesn't really matter what Radovan thinks. Matters is what you think.
But I care what Radovan thinks. I don't understand. I'll do what he decides, I think.
So if you do what he thinks is right, will you feel bad about it later?
I hope not.
Oh, and we got some cheer from Neo Gambit. I just noticed.
Neo!
Our alert didn't go off, so we'll thank you properly here in just a second, buddy.
He's never done anything that I followed him on that I've felt bad about in the past, so...
Just because it's man's law says it's not wrong, doesn't mean that it's not wrong. Anything that makes you feel bad is wrong.
Eating too much makes me feel bad. Is that
And you shouldn't
wrong?
do that.
Don't eat too much.
Okay.
Gluttony is a sin, my child.
I think that if you feel bad or it makes you feel hesitant, that's your instincts trying to tell you something.
But
You have pretty good instincts.
I also feel like you learn. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes my instincts are incorrect, because sometimes I want to fireball something immediately, but I've learned to not do that, and that's bad. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe my
We do
instincts
learn from
that it's
making
not
mistakes, but
I don't know. This whole morality thing just got me twisted up.
This morality thing. I know. Morality is such a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's late at night, so you guys are all kind of... Who's going to watch? Or are you all just going to trust in your hole in the snow?
I just need 4 hours of sleep, so I can always watch if somebody else joins.
I'm sleeping.
Okay, well,
I don't have a
Beecham,
problem with taking some
Beecham will
hours.
do part watch. He's always game
Yeah.
for that.
Perfect.
So, alrighty. So you're doing 4 hours. Beecham's going to do some. Marlo, you going to get in on any of that, or?
I might do some lap over, just
Okay.
so that it's not just one person all the time.
All right. Maybe just like do a couple of hours at the end or whatever, or... Okay. All right, well, Radovan snuggles down in his filthy little cleric hole and gets sleep.
I sleep well because I've been buffeting the wind all day, so I'm tired. I imagine
Okay.
I just go right to sleep.
As you're sitting there, Marlo, you're kind of dozing. You're dozing in and out initially, just kind of, starting off getting some sleep. You start having these kind of very faint and strange... I'm not going to go as far as to call them dreams, because they're really not coherent enough to be dreams. But as you start... It's like every time your eyes start to close and you begin to succumb, for a few seconds, you're suddenly aware of this face staring at you. It's got glowing, bright blue eyes. And it's like a flash, like an exposure. Like just like as your eyes begin to close, just as they close, it's suddenly like... Whah! And it's bam! It hits you like right in the face. The face itself is bright white. You get the feeling it is not altogether human, and the eyes are a strong, bright, glowing blue.
Jeez.
I'm just going to probably be a little fidgety, but I'm not going to say anything because
Right.
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like, what is that all about? Yeah. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Is that what she hears too?
They go, you got the wrong number.
Yeah, wrong show. Sorry, wrong kingdom. You need to go to other kingdoms for this. All right, so you guys all cash down. Anyway, nothing bad happens other than, as I said, Marlo, you get a few of those. Like each time it only kind of happens the very first time your eyes actually fully close. It's like bam. After it's happened a few times, you can kind of like just accept it and move forward. But for the first few times, of course, it's rather startling. Give me at the same time as that, After the first one, go ahead and give me... let's see here. Where'd that go? There it is. Okay. Right, go ahead and give me... I'm trying to think what the best roll for this would be. I guess it would have to come under... it would have to come under a spot check, really, but it really doesn't really apply very well. But yeah, give me a spot check. Okay, all right. Okie dokie. So your watch goes uneventfully. You wake up in the morning. Everybody's Renovan's fully rested. You're all very cold and stiff. Obviously, you don't have a ton of firewood, so you know the fire that you have is very small and barely enough. Like when you're on watch, you can get your hands around it just to kind of warm your hands, and it takes a couple of degrees out of the nip of the cold winter's air, but it's really not anything of real comfort. The most comforting thing is the fact that you're just wrapped head to toe in furs. So, but you wake up in the morning. Anybody need to do anything, wish to do anything before you continue on the trek north?
Pray, eat, and kind of trek on, I guess.
Okay.
Eat, pray, and love.
Right.
Be on our way. Hey, you said it.
Okay. Well, you get another good 2 to 3 days of this. Periodically, somewhere in the distance, you may see a stag kind of like hopping through the winter's majesty, the odd rabbit stick its head out of the hole. But nothing nasty or untoward really seems to pay you much attention. Of course, as cold as it is out, as open as it is, there's little to nothing to draw anybody to this area. There's no prey for a hunter to really, home in on. There's no reason for any sane person to be here. But the winter,
insane.
The winter continues to buffet against you. It is continually slow going. In the past, you guys have walked for a full day without but small, short rests, and have retired reasonably, reasonably with some energy left. But by the end of the days out here, you are all pretty much worn down from the cold, the constant slog uphill with the wind blasting against you, squinting your eyes so that you don't get blinded by snow. Any facial hair that you guys have, like Beecham's moustache has got icicles hanging off of it, and it's got a frosty white color to it, Radovan too. But eventually you have made it close enough to the mountains where the mountains are now blocking your view from, there's no seeing past them anymore, and you're kind of making your way to the foothills. Alrighty. As you kind of get there, there's a lot of large rocky hills, but there are clearly some pathways that can be woven through those. So we're going to move you guys to here.
Beecham, how did you say you found this place again?
Oh, why?
Did he tell us? I don't remember.
Okay, he kind of looks at you and he says, I've never found it. I only know approximately where it is.
Oh, what if you're wrong?
Well, we're going to find out, won't we?
Sure will. Haha, this is fun.
I think, however, it comes from a particularly reasonable source of information. I believe the likelihood is that it's accurate.
This is a nightmare.
It's not any type of Valkyrie, is it? They weren't very trustworthy to me.
No flying winged, big bosomed women delivered the information. No, as I said, I got it second hand from somebody that had encountered one of the dwarves, the last living dwarf that found the cache, allegedly.
Second hand, that's promising.
Alrighty. Okay, well that's a good time for us to take our first break. So we're going to do that. You guys are down here in the bottom corner. I think I can probably zoom in for some.
So if we're in the foothills, is there a lot of wind, or is it kind of blocked?
It depends. Like right now, you've got a huge big buffer of cliff directly to your left that is giving you a lot of that. A huge buffer against the wind. Once you kind of get up into the open channels, like the open pathways through the mountains, then yeah, it can sometimes act like a wind tunnel. So it really varies. Sometimes you've got some shielding, sometimes you haven't. For the most part, when you're kind of heading northwards, like right now, ahead of you, you can see there's some cliff face. To your left, there's cliff face. So you're fairly well shielded. The snow is still, of course, descending. But it's mostly kind of coming over at an angle. So it's really not that bad going at this point.
I think I would kind of get to the front, and I'll kind of open my bag so Cal can put his paws out and look out.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him to just be aware of the surroundings and let me know if he sees anything weird.
Right. Okay. Alrighty. Feel free to move as you feel free. Squares are about 30 feet, so...
That's like a movement speed for most of us, right?
Yeah, like us.
Yeah.
Well, here it's about half, because you're like with the weather and all, so you're moving about half a square at a time, but that's fine.
Okay. Oh, another dungeon we go, another lair. Without Risa. As I say this, I'm going to look back to Beecham. Beecham?
Beecham?
Yes.
So, the last lair or cave, well, there was Yetis, I guess, but, I mean, if this is a cache, or dwarven cache, they'd have safeguards, no? I mean...
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, if the dwarves were there, I'm sure that they've made it at least easy going. You know, they probably firmed up the tunnels and possibly created some sort of tracking or something to get mine carts in and out. Who knows?
Well, there could be wanderers who've come in during the past years, so we still need to watch out for traps.
Well, of course, it has been abandoned for a very long time, allegedly.
I'm sure it's not completely abandoned, as we find out that most things aren't.
Probably not.
Every cave, network, or dungeon, or lair we've encountered, it's never empty.
Has there ever not been something in a cave?
What do you think? You think about it here. You're up here and it's cold.
It's freezing. I'd go in the cave and kill anyone that walks in, too. Just kidding. That was a joke, Cal.
Alright, so we're going to see what's what. We're going to possibly clear it out. But we're not going to take anything, right? We still have to decide what our plan is after we're hopefully successful.
Obviously, we'll assess that when we get there, right?
That's the plan, yes.
I mean, it would be very foolish to successfully manage to find it and then, as difficult as it's probably going to be to get into, to turn around and leave empty-handed would seem rather futile.
Well, we'll see, Beecham.
Well,
what if it's too heavy to carry?
We did promise Beecham we would he would get some payment for finder's fee, if you will. Remember, he deserves it if it is what it is and it can help us.
I know.
I mean, Kia, we went into Renizin, the creator's lair, and basically took from him.
He's dead and nobody owned that place.
Right. Now imagine...
Dwarves are dead.
Imagine if today a strange man approaches us on this road and says, I am the son of Renizin, I'm the great son of Renizin. Are we going to return what we've taken from that place?
If he proves himself to be him and has a good explanation, maybe. I don't know how this works. Honesty. I'd rather not give up my staff. I love it.
Right. So
It's attuned to us already, so he'll have to.
Right, that's true.
There are processes to break attunements.
Really?
Well, I imagine so. I mean, if you die, it breaks, so clearly something else could work too.
Continue on.
As you're kind of going through here, I mean, there's a bit of wind. It's not bad, but there's some wind. Right, everybody, give me a listen check. I won't tell you the difficulty, but you will need to roll pretty damn well. And of course, you can roll for Cal as well.
Awesome.
Probably roll pretty damn weller, right?
Weller.
Yeah.
And let's see what Cal comes up with. Yeah, Key and Cal are basically the same. Okay. Somewhere in the distance, you thought you heard. It was ever so brief, but you thought you heard what sounded like rocks falling. And like as you kind of like tilted your head to try to get a better angle on the sound, you noticed that Cal had kind of cocked his head at the same time, which makes you even more likely to believe you've
Did you hear that, Cal?
heard something. He kind of looks at you and he telepathically says, "I'm not entirely sure what I heard, but I heard something."
Sounds like a small avalanche of rocks. Guys, did you hear that? Do I know which direction? Roughly?
Somewhere to the west.
Okay. Just be cautious. Radovan, you want to get in the front now.
So with this, I'm going to cast Magic Vestment on myself.
Okay.
Rocks falling. Tells
I
me
see him do that,
yeah.
and I'll go ahead and cast.
Mage armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yes. Mage armor.
Giants, those bigger things.
Just look up too, guys. We've fought a lot of things up high lately.
Unless Marla, you're deliberately staying way back there, I'm just going to move you up.
No, I just sometimes forget I have to move.
No, that's all right. Okay. All right. So Radovan, you're going to move up to the top. Okay. With that, everybody now give me a spot check.
Okay.
Spot-a-rooney. Oh, fuck.
Hey!
Ooh, there it is.
I got a 20!
Aw, come on.
I did!
Bullshit.
I did!
I'm rolling terribly tonight. I hope we don't get in a fight.
It's not working so well for
Number
you tonight,
3.
Spoke.
Number 3.
Congratulations.
Natural 20!
You
It
got
was
it.
a bit late, but there it is. Okay. All right.
Why didn't I deserve it?
Kialiana, with the first 20. There you go.
What do my elven eyes spot?
And if you bet on Jane, you
Thanks.
won gold. You people
bet on me?
right there.
Parking.
Jane's just counting down who she actually likes and who she hates right now.
Yep. Yep.
Alrighty. Okay. As you squint against the snow, you can see what appears to be several large, foreboding shapes. Initially, you mistake them for rocks, but then you notice that they seem to be moving slightly independently, and therefore are probably not rocks. Slowly, they begin to start spreading out and become individual lumps of black in the snow ahead of you. So basically, it is like about here on the map.
Can we like press ourselves against these walls? Are there like boulders we can hide behind or anything?
There's lots of crevices and nooks to like tuck yourselves into. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and tuck myself in here and be like, guys, there's boulders coming for us.
What?
They look like giant boulders, and they're walking and spreading out this way.
Walking rocks.
Maybe golems? I don't know.
Right, Beecham tucks himself in.
Well, get behind me at the very least.
Oh, you're the one that got behind me.
You walked ahead. So I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna kind of peer myself and see if.
All right. So as you kind of swap places with Kia, she can kind of like point, and as you squint, kind of against the window, you can see these kind of like blackish shapes out there, but there's really no knowing what they are.
Do you think they're dwarves?
So I'm gonna turn to
They're
Kia
about 160 feet away from you.
Okay.
Did you say they were large? I mean, how large did you see them, Kia?
Are they like bigger than humans?
Obviously, at this distance, size is a perspective thing, but yeah, you probably think that they are definitely larger than humans for sure.
I think so. Maybe they talk.
Possibly even close to twice the size of Radovan.
Oh.
Give me a roll for Cal, and we're gonna make it spot, and it's gonna be smell based. If he has any bonuses due to scent.
Okay. I think he does. 29.
Oh wow. Okay. Cal kind of like paws you and says, "There's something smelly. It's kind of rancid and uncouth."
Big word, Cal.
Uncouth.
What do you
get Cal a little top hat and a monocle?
Have you smelled this before?
No.
Like garbage or new? Something new.
I've smelled stuff like it, but never the same as this. It's
What should we do?
It's definitely something living and something not altogether pleasant.
Okay.
Its personal hygiene is terrible.
Kia, what is it saying?
As Cal says that, I'm just going to kind of be like...
He's saying that there's a rancid smell about these creatures.
Oh, like us after weeks and weeks of not bathing.
Maybe, I don't know. We need to wait till they come closer.
No, what we need to do they spot us? I mean,
I can't tell. They have fanned out.
so I'm gonna keep like peering sporadically. Are they moving in our direction?
They are, but slowly.
We need to act first, maybe. But what if they're nice?
So there's 4 of them? There's 4 of us. Have you ever punched a rock before?
Looks like there's more than 4.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm gonna look around to see if there's anywhere that could possibly hide us.
I mean, if they didn't see you already, you guys are kind of tucked into crevices against the mountainside, so if they haven't already seen you or know that you're there, it's probable that they won't see you until they get pretty close.
Okay.
Alright, Kia,
Yes.
make us invisible. We're not gonna act, we're gonna let them pass if we can. obviously don't breathe and don't act, and not the one where you can stay invisible for and do things. Just
Don't
Just
breathe.
Yeah, please
I'm
just
gonna hold
suffocate
my
yourself,
hands out
Marla.
then. I'm gonna hold my hands out then, so we can all hold hands.
So everybody holds hands.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast not greater invisibility. I'm gonna cast just normal level 2 invisibility. So if someone lets go or does anything, we'll
Yeah, you're
they'll be
screwed.
invisible. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. So you continue to kind of watch, and they slowly get closer and closer. They're being incredibly cautious, so you get the feeling that they're aware that something is up here, or somebody is.
Mm-hmm.
But they keep looking behind them and keep looking up, like. Okay. As they begin to get close enough to where you can see
Whoa.
fuck.
what they are,
Gross.
they are about 10.5 to anywhere between 10.5 and 11 feet tall.
What's with all these
They
things being
are
so fucking
gnarly
huge?
and kind of like almost, their skin has almost kind of like a rocky kind of ashy color to it. Most of them are carrying some kind of very crude weapon, be it a club or a large piece of wood with a massive piece of flint driven through it like a makeshift axe. As they're coming forward, you can see them going and sniffing
Oh, great.
rather
There are
heavily.
rocks that can smell.
Oh God. Oh jeez, do we have anything gross or like gross smelling in our bag?
I know the last time you guys bathed.
Don't look at me.
Can I do as they get closer? Can I cast a spell?
Of course.
Yes.
Um,
It's a level 1 spell called. No, it's a level 0 spell. Ghost sound.
okay.
And I'm gonna do the sound of like some rocks over here, like behind us, falling. Hoping that they'll stop smelling and go after that instead.
Alright, yeah, you can definitely do that. 25 feet plus 5 foot per 2 rounds, so you can make it. You're what, level 15?
Yes.
So you can make it about.
It's like 240 feet, I think.
Well, it's 25 feet plus 5 foot every 2
Oh,
for every 2.
right.
So she can make it about 55 feet away. So it's gonna be
Over here.
okay. So it's still. I mean, it's gonna be fairly close to you still, as the in relation
Yeah,
to.
I just want them to pass us.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna make that sound and make it sound like rocks are falling.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. As soon as you do that, the one up front raises his huge, massive arm in the air, and the others all stop. He kind of gets down low and begins to creep almost down on his hands and knees along the edge here towards where the sound came from. Watching the others, you can notice them getting kind of antsy. They keep still looking behind them. What languages does everybody speak?
Probably not whatever these guys.
Pretty sure that Marlo just speaks common, so.
Probably common in her own native dialect.
Common, Elven, Draconic, Sylvan, and Orc.
Damn.
Elves, they know shit.
Human, Dwarven, Elvish, and Celestial.
Okay, yeah. Right. You hear one of them say something in a low, guttural language. And they all kind of look at each other, and then one of them shrugs his shoulders. Right, this one kind of gets here, and you see him kind of like picking up some small rocks, like trying to figure out, is this what he heard? You see him grab a large boulder and roll it aside and peer behind it in case anything's there. All right. They have a reasonably good, keen sense of smell, but the weather is definitely playing to your advantage because the smell is blowing away from you. So your scent is basically going this way, which is why Cal was able to smell them, because they were coming down towards you, so it was blowing to you. So I'm going to give him a roll, but I'm going to give him it'd be -8. All right. He has not. It doesn't appear that he sensed you or smelt you. He looks back and he just puts one arm up and goes. And with that, they all begin to cautiously kind of move forward.
Oh shit!
Okay. As they get really close to you, you're aware of these huge, big, grotesque. They clearly are either some kind of ogre kin or giant kin or troll kin. I actually can show you what they look like, can't I? There they are. They're up there in the stream for chat. But yeah, as I said, they're kind of covered in like almost like lumps of rock, or it's like really it's not rock at all. It's hardened polyps of skin. Nasty big scabs, but it gives the appearance of rock. Okay. They begin to move past you slowly but surely. Beecham is like,
we can't see what he's like, but if that's what he's like, it's consistent.
well, you can feel the tension in his hands as he's like gripping hard to Marlowe's hand and Kia's hand. It's almost like, oh shit, like vice-like grip.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pat his hand reassuringly, trying to be comforting, but I probably do it a little too hard. I just broke Beecham's hand, guys. No problem.
All right. Okay. They continue to kind of move past you slowly but surely. They are clearly being very cautious, though. But continually, they are always looking behind them. As they begin to kind of slowly move around the corner. Right, what do you guys want to do? What's your game plan?
Still just stay completely... I would just stay completely still till they were way out.
Right, then I am making another smell check for them.
Jeez.
Because you are now upwind from them then.
Yep, that makes sense.
We don't know that.
Yep. The guy behind my smell is from... fuck.
They're not real. I mean, they are aware. They're kind of cautious. So on a 20 or higher, they will smell something that they're not going
Odds
to...
are against us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's plus 10, right? So...
So you got a 50-50 at this point. Let's just see. Are the gods favorable to you tonight? So basically 19 or lower, they will pass without picking up a scent. Higher than that, they will smell something, and what they smell will depend on how high it is.
Ooh.
Okay. Clearly, they are preoccupied with something. They seem to be... everybody give me a sense motive check, please.
Okay.
Hey-yo.
Oh, look. Marlowe and Radovan. Okay. Marlowe and Radovan, it's clear to you that they are very, very nervous about something. The fact that they keep looking behind them makes you think that they are fearful for being something following them. Whenever they look behind, you notice like the look on their face is like very dubious. Once they rear around this corner, their pace quickens quite considerably. Like they're hauling ass out of here.
What did they do over there?
They're running from something.
And eventually they are way, way out of distance. None too soon, because not long after they've reared round the corner and their footsteps, the last of their footsteps can be heard, you're suddenly all aware you can see each other as Kia's spell finally fades out. But it does appear that you managed to avoid encountering them anyway.
Wow.
That's a first.
I think there may be something worse up here.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Marlo, you got that impression too, right?
Like,
Yeah, they're scared of something.
Sag just posted a.
That's so good. Who made
Yes. Oh, thank you, Satch.
Wow.
Well,
all right.
As the motorcycle goes by me, I'm going to say, well, we got to walk towards whatever they were trying to walk away
Beecham
from.
looks at his stomach and is like, "Oh, I'm getting hungry."
Well, that's not. This isn't. I kind of wish we would fight those things, but where were they running from?
Let's find out.
Anything that big running from something?
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure we are. Maybe we're small. Maybe we're so small that we can avoid it, just like we was able to avoid them. Did you see? They just walked straight by us.
Yeah, they could have smelled us out and killed us.
What
We
if,
got
what if,
lucky this time. That's it.
what if they're aware that there's the dwarves are around, and what if they're afraid of the dwarves?
Maybe.
I mean,
Let's go find out. Just let's kind of be as cautious as they were entering. Let's keep holding hands here and walking slowly. I can be invisible for about 15 minutes, so.
Yeah. I mean, from the time you went invisible to now, it has been a good 15 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. Never
Yeah,
mind
you
then.
guys are visible at this point. I mean, they were
So-
cautiously moving down very, very slowly, and they stopped to look. So.
those 15 minutes sucked, basically, because we were
Yeah.
just standing really still, holding on to each
Totally
other.
terrified of, oh my god, any minute now they're going to turn around and smash us to oblivion.
So I'm just going to start walking forward, shield and weapon on the ready,
Okay.
as I walk forward to see what they possibly were walking away from.
Alright, I'm gonna look up too, because they were looking up a lot.
Right. They were definitely doing that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay close, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watch behind us.
All right.
Goki?
Okay, well, clearly, I mean, it does appear that you avoided whatever these things are. So, hey, that's one fight you didn't have to have. So that at least bodes well to the fact that you might be
Please
in
stop.
better should you encounter whatever it is that they were worried about.
Cool.
Please stop.
Should we encounter it?
Should you? Alrighty, okay.
Anything odd in the skies? Anything with wings and boobs?
Hey, anything odd in the sky with wings and boobs sounds like a new airline waiting to happen to me. Topless Airlines.
So as I approach this, I'm going to start looking north and south, because apparently
Okay.
there's two paths.
All the way to the south, it appears that there's kind of like a buffet of wall. So it looks like you can't really go to the south. And it kind of like continues to go into a much larger open area. So it starts to open out to like a large canyon between the mountains ahead of you.
Okay.
So north we go?
Mitchum?
I would assume so. I know we need to get to the.
Yelling.
Well, everyone needs to get closer then, because with all this damn wind, it's hard to hear.
Okay, huddle.
But I assume, from what I understand, that it's way up in the mountains, so we just need to keep kind of making our way upwards.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna lead the way and start heading northwards.
Okay.
Looking obviously to the south as well as up, because maybe we'll get something from behind us.
Okay. As you're kind of walking, he says, "Yes, from what I understand, eventually the pass will get much narrower, and once it gets considerably narrow, we'll have to kind of make our way through, and it'll become a lot more difficult to keep going."
Okay.
Of course, I'm sure this would have been a lot easier in the summer.
We're never that lucky, Beecham. If only. I'm going to keep going.
Okay. All right, you continue on for many more hours. Let's go ahead and move you up.
Ooh la la.
Hello, Matt. Why are you being a jerk? There we go.
I'm the map. Could you get your toe out of my soda?
Alrighty. Okay, so you can continue. You basically continue on. It's starting to get pretty late, so it's nighttime in the mountains.
I don't want to get stuck in here.
Oh, this sucks.
Yeah, Beecham's like, I appreciate you might not want to get stuck in here, but we've probably got several days of working our way through these lower... Well, at least another day or two.
Oh, God. I don't feel safe.
You're not supposed to.
I don't feel altogether safe either, but that's the joy of mountains, I suppose.
Yes,
the
joy.
lakes and the trees.
So I'm going to kind of round this mountain corner.
Okay. Well, you can kind of see a large bank of snow kind of pressed up against the side of one of the smaller rocky hillocks. There's an old dead tree there. But quite honestly, because it is kind of like alcove shaped, it's probably not a terrible place to make a camp.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Of course, you can keep going if you wish, but...
If it's getting really late.
It's getting late. I mean, although, on the map that you're looking at, mostly... It's not any harder traveling at the moment than it really was across the open plains, because snow has covered all the rocky terrain that would have been here. So for the most part, you guys are still just kind of like traipsing through snow-filled chasms. It's just you're again steadily going uphill. Honestly, with a lot of the mountainous terrain giving you guys cover at times, it's actually better traveling through these mountain passes than it was in the open plains.
So, you want to camp here or try for another area? And this is a rock, right? I mean, it's not like a monster's
It's like a large
back.
boulder sticking up out of the... I don't know, give it a poke.
Well, I am. I'm going to give it a little kick, like a reassurance kick, you know.
Okay, the rest of the Tarrasque raise it. No. Yeah, no, it's a rock.
All right. Well, good night, guys, I guess.
I'll take first watch.
Okay. Beecham kind of like nestles himself all the way up into the corner. Okay, watches.
I'm actually gonna I'm gonna watch with Kia.
Okay.
I feel super vulnerable up in here.
All right, so the two of you are going to keep a watch going. Okay.
My toes are cold.
Okay. All right. You managed to pretty much rest up throughout the night. Nothing nasty.
Wow.
descends upon you. No more big, large, bulbous creatures. And you wake up in the early hours of the following day.
Pray, eat, love.
In no particular order.
All right. You do, however, have two very clear, definitive paths ahead of you. More northwards or more westwards.
Beecham, what do you think? Are we trying to head north?
Well, I mean, we're heading west into the mountain peaks. But now we're this far into the mountains, either path could lead us somewhere. We might have to kind of investigate both until we start finding something that seems to narrow to little more than about a 30-foot chasm.
Okay. How's the wind right now?
Right now it's fine because you've got a huge big rock blocking it for you.
I say
that's about probably goes up about 200 feet or so.
Oh wow!
So you could fly up about 200 feet without having too much trouble at this point.
I don't want to do that just in case there's people or something looking around and they just see a little girl just go, "Who? Hey guys."
Okay.
I say we go north.
Okay.
North
Great
is
idea,
up.
Sir Radavan. Let's go north. Good things are north.
Sir, no sir. Come on. Just
It is your
radical.
title. I like calling you sir.
Yep.
All right.
It's dumb.
It's prestigious.
It's dumb when you call me it. I'm sorry. Take my shield and weapon out and start walking.
All right.
My shoulders slumped side down.
You guys are taking this route then.
Yes.
Alrighty. Okay.
I like my fancy men.
Alright. Go.
There, I'll move you. Alright. Okay. You carry on in that direction. So, you travel about the best part of the day, and it really hasn't come down to any kind of tight chasm yet, but it is narrowing, for sure. It starts to get late. So, at this point, really, you have a choice. You can keep pushing it to try to see if it eventually does transcend into a much smaller passageway, or you can turn around and go back south.
Gosh.
But it is getting late.
I think we should press on. It's narrowing. That's the only clue we have that Beecham told me. So I would look to Beecham and say, it's narrowing. So we should see how much it narrows.
All right.
And otherwise, we just wasted a day traveling. And what if we go the other way and we find out that we had to go back here? We should just see this to the ends.
Right.
Marlo, what do you think?
I don't like not having much space to move, but yeah, the sooner we get in, the sooner we can get out.
Alrighty.
So we're going to keep going the northern routes.
All right. Carry on traveling north.
Okay. Off. That's as far as I can go.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
All right. Towards the end of the day, it does definitely start to narrow down. Starts to get a little bit more kind of pointed. It kind of like begins to really start driving you towards what looks like a chasm, a very tight chasm.
Great.
Apparently we're being watched by some hawk creatures. Alright, Is it at a point where it's dangerous? Like if we were not tethered to each other, possibly? Like you say, it's narrowing.
It's narrowing, but you've got rocks on both sides. It's not like a cliff face where you can drop off of.
Okay. So with that in mind, we're just going to keep going, I guess.
Alrighty. It begins to get dark as you carry on traveling towards the entrance of this much tighter chasm.
Anywhere where it's narrow that we could set up our camp again, or is it kind of just like too late, unfeasible?
Well,
I mean, because we're basically just in the middle of a chasm and like a little stretch.
Show
right?
you.
What the
So basically, now it's gotten to where there's huge, big mountainous walls either side, and as you can see, it's a much tighter, snowy kind of passageway that you've kind of got to wind your way through the mountains themselves.
Okay.
This sucks.
It is pretty dark now, so you have a choice. You can either
It's cool looking.
camp here or keep pushing it.
Daylight is our friend, guys.
Yeah.
I say we set up.
One of the things that you've noticed is it is a lot darker here because you don't have the openness and all that white snow with the moonlight reflecting off of it. Most of the moonlight is reflecting off the sides of black rock, so it's not really giving you much in the way of light at all.
So I said we set up camp here and press on when there's more light, like the next day or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit down with my back to one of the walls.
All right. Okay. Beecham thinks that is a particularly clever idea, so he is going to wedge himself between Kia and you.
Sorry, Kia. Beecham's the cock block.
Totally right.
After a while, before it becomes too late, Radovan's going to get up and I'm going to say spar a little bit. Just get a little practice time in.
All right.
Sure.
We're going to start hitting each other with fists and sticks.
Cool. That'll work.
That hawk noise. That bird. Am I the only one who hears that, guys?
I just hear wind.
Really, there's like a bird screeching this entire... It's like it's watching us or something. Maybe the sound isn't working, Cora, because I definitely hear it.
Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't hear it.
So with that in mind, I'm going to start looking to the heavens to see if I see anything.
Oh, sorry, I've been on mute. I've been on mute this whole time. I'm looking up and casting mage armor.
Okay. All right.
Kind of getting freaked out.
Give me a spot check.
Okay.
I cast magic vestment as well.
All right.
When I see Kia do that. It's like we do it in tandem to each other.
Okay.
Well, did you mention the bird, or was that you asking us?
No, both.
Well, in theory, it should have been loud enough that all of you heard it. So if one of you didn't hear it, it means your sound isn't working in Roll20 properly.
Yeah, it was not as loud as I would think it would be, Gora, because I had my sound all the way up and it was faint. But I definitely heard
It should be fairly faint. It's not supposed to be
Why
that
don't even
loud.
bother at this point?
Okay.
Alright, yeah, do I see anything in the skies?
Nope, you don't really... you don't see anything in the skies. Radovan, however, for a moment, you do see something like a huge black shape drift above the clouds. Like, above the snow clouds. Something huge.
Huge. Jeez.
So, Kia? As this is after we're sparring and after I did my little look around.
Okay.
I'm back against my back to the wall and I'm kind of sitting down. Remember the wyvern?
Yeah. Thought it
we,
was a dragon.
right. We were finding its cave. This is after the tiger, and it started swooping down at us as we were walking.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that might be happening again. There's something big up there. And
I definitely hear something. A wyvern, really?
well, it's not a wyvern. But what if it swoops down at us? Maybe we should try to find a more safe crevice to wedge ourselves within.
Safe crevices.
So as I say this, I'm going to inch along the wall, passing Beecham and Kia, and I'm going to basically try to see if there's any, like, tighter, more enclosed space, that we could possibly...
Do you see anything overhanging? Maybe...
That thing stabbed into my tower shield and tried to lift us up, remember? I mean, this is a wyvern, of course. I don't think this is the same thing, but I assume they're all capable. I'm going to look up again as I hear it again. Is it closer, farther away?
It seems to kind of, like, change. Like, sometimes it sounds closer, sometimes it sounds a little bit further away, but whatever it is, it seems to be up there in this area. Like at times it seems fainter, like it's going away, but then it comes back, like sounds louder.
And
I think whatever we do, we need to move quickly. Maybe we can make it to the cave or something.
Alright, so good idea, Marlo. We are still, there's no like cliff, right? There's still rocks on both sides.
You've got walls to your left and walls to your right. Yeah, Beecham is like, no, we must be, we're probably at least a week or two away from getting to the actual cave entrance itself. That's way up there in the mountains. Oh yes, well once these gentle slopes transpire, we've got to actually scale the side of this mountainous face. It's not all going to be neat paths,
Awesome, because that's what I want, is to be on the side of a mountain climbing.
That's why we have climbing spikes and rope.
Yeah, but I don't want to be doing that when whatever that is attacks.
Well, it might not attack us. I mean, it might just be curious about us.
That always happens to us. It's just going to pass by us. We'll be fine.
So I'm actually going to start.
Dudes just did, right?
They would have killed us if they saw us.
I'm gonna keep walking, hugging this side of the wall.
I'm going to follow, kind of.
Okay.
Ranavan, you sure about this?
No.
Okay.
Just so we're clear.
Beecham, stay close.
Yeah, Beecham. Come on. Jesus.
All right.
It's so dark. I can't barely see. Kia, you can see a little bit more, right?
Yes. Keep going.
Yeah, Kia can see fairly well.
It's about to get very narrow.
I don't want to turn on my shield. It might.
I'm actually going to keep a hand on Beecham because I don't want him tripping and falling or anything. So.
Okay.
So I'm going to approach this and wonder what it is.
Once you get there, it is actually a fairly steep drop down.
Uh-oh.
Probably about 80 to 100 feet. It's not a sheer drop, and there is a very there's kind of like a path moving its way down, like here.
Okay.
Heading down, but with it being so snowy and slippery, and it being pitch black, it definitely wouldn't be a safe thing to try to descend over there right now. You could, but
Alright.
Always the option.
So I'm gonna turn back. I'm gonna basically back up into Kia without realizing how close she was to me. There's a drop, and I don't think we should stay like right.
Bird's stressing me out. Sorry. We can't do that. It's too dark.
Gonna wait till morning, I guess, right here, because we got walls. It's a narrow section, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Let's just sleep here.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow here. I mean, it's only probably 7 or 8 feet across.
Okay.
If that, maybe 10.
All right.
Yeah, about 10 feet.
So I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to be like, all right, try to go to sleep, guys.
Cal, help me keep watch, please.
All right. Okay, so you guys are going to take watch, including Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. You have a fairly uneasy night. Periodically, you hear, for the first hour or so, you hear the screeching, but after a while it fades, and then it could be heard no more.
That's creepy. Okay. But nothing happens.
No, nothing happens.
Next.
It's just cold. Alright, so the sun comes up. You can see a lot better. Radovan, you can see the path going down.
Do we want to be going down, Beecham?
He says, well, if you look, now I can see there's a path that goes down, and then it starts to wind kind of up again and to the right. So we're going to have to go down here to be able to start climbing up that next peak.
Great. Okay.
So, how about we use our ropes and our climbing spikes just to make the trip down safer?
How far down is it?
80 feet or something?
Now it's daylight. You can kind of estimate it a bit better. It's about 100 foot down.
And then,
not too terribly far, but far enough that you wouldn't want to fall. That's for sure.
And then, wind permitting, since we are buffered by 2 walls.
Yeah, the wind is not that bad. Wind won't be a major problem here.
Here, you fly up, you unspike the rope, so we get all our equipment back.
Okay. I like that idea.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
I could go first and put the spikes in.
All right.
Because if I fall, I can fall 70 feet without taking damage, so...
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. Oh.
Alrighty. Okay, so Marlowe, you want to move your way to the front? And so explain to me how you're planning on doing this. What's the game plan?
I've never climbed a rock before, so...
Besides what we said, I don't...
Yeah, I don't know
Any
the
more way.
physics behind this.
You put a spike in and then...
Like I lean down and do another one? I don't really know how it works. I guess we would have to
We
put
anchor
a
it up,
rope. Yeah, anchor a rope and then...
So you want to anchor a rope at the top.
and then you kind of scale yourself down. Right?
Yeah,
Putting
and
more
putting
in.
in...
Okay, alright. About how many feet apart do you want to hammer in spikes?
Which one of us is the shortest?
You.
Probably Kia.
Oh, Kia, right.
Well,
Yeah,
she and I are about the same height, so I guess
maybe
the
5
distance
feet?
that it would about be for us to easily scale down the wall. I figured that's enough for them to be able to do it.
Okay. Alrighty. So you're going down, you're anchored at the top, or you're going down and kind of putting spikes in as you go. Give me a climb check, +4. Marlowe, as you begin to descend. Alright, yeah. Okay. I mean, your feet slip a few times. It's definitely not nice to grip hold of. But you do manage to get down the first 50 feet. Give me a second climb check. Same thing. +4. Alright, you find yourself at the bottom. So now basically there's rope that runs all the way down, and then about every 5 or 6 feet there's a climbing spike for you to kind of, tie off to. So who's going next?
Sure.
Beecham. Let Beecham go first.
Beecham.
Alright, Beecham begins to
Don't want to
climb
leave
down.
him up there by himself at any
Okay,
point.
as he starts to climb, you see him kind of look up. He's like, bloody bird's back. Did you hear it?
I'll keep an eye out, Beecham. Just go climb.
Okay, let me... so +4.
I'm gonna kind of stand at the bottom.
All right. All right, Beecham makes his way down slowly, methodically, and carefully, and arrives at the bottom.
Go ahead, Radavan.
Alright, so... Fun. This is gonna be bad. So I'm adding the +4 into this roll, just so you know, Gore. I'm doing it twice, right?
Okay.
Or...
All right. Okay, so you immediately start to slip as you start to descend the first time.
Yeah.
Kia, are you trying to hold on to the rope up top as well?
Yep.
Okay, what's your strength bonus?
Strength bonus is -1.
Yay! So she actually doesn't help at all, really.
Okay.
You have some. Okay.
Yeah. Bring it on.
We're gonna see if the rope where you've tied it off holds or does not. Okay. This is the first time, so what is your total encumbrance? What do you weigh with all your shit? If you don't know, if you haven't got it exact, give me approximate.
Good question.
250.
Well, he's 250, but he's carrying a bunch of stuff, so
300-ish?
Yeah, about. He's carrying quite a bit.
Alright, so 70 or less and the rope holds. Above 70, it will not.
Okay.
Okay, it holds. Alright, second time. I'm deducting 10, so above
It's 60.
It will hold. Nope. Okay. So basically, Radavan, you slip, slide, buffer against the edges.
Yep.
The rope does, however, manage to hold. However, as he's going down the side of the cliff face, Kia, give me a spot check.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good spot check. Okay. As you're watching Radavan climb down and stuff like that, you're suddenly aware that there is like a shadow being cast over the whole area. You kind of glance and look around.
Look up.
Oh, fuck.
The biggest bird you have ever seen in your life is wing buffering like woof, 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 like a bird of prey. Probably about 150 feet to 200 feet above you. Its head kind of like is darting to the left and the right. It's clearly seen you.
I'm gonna go. Bird, big bird, big bird.
Kia, I'm concentrating on climbing down.
Okay. As Radavan gets to the bottom, the bird tucks its wings back and begins to go into a dive.
Oh, shit.
As it starts cutting through the air.
I want to do stuff.
This thing's wingspan must be... I'm not kidding when I say it's the size of a jumbo jet. It's huge. This is not a large eagle. This is a massive, ginormous monster of a bird as it comes flying down out of the sky, making a beeline directly for Kia. Liana, what are you going to do, Kia?
Oh, fuck.
You guys can see it momentarily before it cuts the angle to where now the cliff has cut off your view of what's going on up there.
So Radavan's just...
Okay, Kia, what do you want to do?
I cast invisibility.
Greater invisibility? Okay.
And then move 30 feet this way.
Alright.
So I'm over there somewhere.
Okay, the bird basically hits ground where Kia was standing. Its massive talons dig deep and pull out humongous chunks of rock. You guys are kind of showered as rubble begins to fall down off the edge. As you suddenly are aware of this massive bird flying overhead, as it's like realizes it's grabbed hold of nothing, and then it begins to buffet its wings and start to climb once more.
Okay. Shit. I guess we need initiative. Or not. No. Oh! It's up really close to the camera.
Yeah, it's really high right now.
I love it so much.
Is that
okay?
Bird cam.
So basically, yeah, the massive bird, it's kind of like gone up and it's started to kind of arc itself around like a huge bird of prey toying with some small woodland animal. Okay, Kia, so you are invisible. You guys down the bottom, I guess we can go ahead and make initiative rolls because it might become relevant, it may not, we'll see. So yeah, everyone give me initiative.
Cat just hit his head on the mic.
Yay!
Maybe he fell off the desk.
I roll like a beast. Oh. I'll be your cheerleader, guys. Don't worry.
Alrighty.
Goki, pick away.
Okay, so we have Miss Marlowe on a 26, Jane on a 17, Rado with an impressive 5. Let's roll for Beecham. And Mr. James Beecham on a 15. Alright, and let's roll for this thing. Let's see.
Don't.
Alright. The big budgerigar is on a 21. Alright, okay. Alright, so the thing begins to circle around. Okay, Kia, you're invisible right now. Let me give you your invisible icon.
Okay.
Alright. So it begins to kind of line itself up with an attack path at the far end of the tight chasm, and it swoops its wings back as it begins to slowly come into like a descended glide down the pathway towards you. At this point, you're not entirely sure if it is targeting you or seeing you or not.
Okay.
What you want to do?
Oh, my turn now.
Technically, it'll be your turn because it's going to pass you before the others are going to get to be able to do anything on the initiative because they can't see it yet.
I use my new friendly spell of Summon Monster 7.
Okay. What's your summon?
Well, the only thing that I could throw in the air, you see a little whirlwind come out and this air elemental appear.
Okay, so you want to
And
do
I'm gonna
the air elemental?
30 more feet this way.
What's
I
that?
might press myself against the wall.
Apparently, I still have my speakers turned on
that's
and
all right.
have sound coming out of two different.
Yeah, so I got my air
Let me see if I can
elemental.
find the...
Windy vein.
That's
I'm gonna
what
have
we use
him
for an air
come out
air
as
elemental
the
last time.
whirlwind. As the whirlwind for right
Okay,
now.
and you're going to summon it like right in its path?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty then. I
Save
guess
DC is 22.
I better pull it up, hadn't I? Alright, so it has to make a saving throw. And it is a... Let's see. Is that a reflex save?
Hold on. It's 22 save. It is a. Where did it go?
You got it.
Reflex save, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright, needs a 22 or higher, which it pisses.
Damn it!
Alright. Okay, it basically like cuts straight through the air elemental, buffets momentarily, and then continues to fly by you, not seeing you. Right, guys, you suddenly see this thing appear at the top of the cliff. As it gets there, it suddenly starts dropping down into an almost vertical descent towards you guys.
Oh my god. Run!
All right,
I guess I'm gonna
Marlo,
reach
you
out
technically
and-
have the initiative.
I'm gonna reach out, grab a hold of Beecham, and throw him against the rock face where I'm gonna get as close to that damn wall as I possibly can to try to be a small target.
Okay. So you gotta grab him and slam him up against the side. All right. Beecham is next. He just instinctively fumbles to pull out his rapier, but he's still pinned to the side of the wall. He's like, bloody hell! That thing's monstrous. Radovan.
I am going to cast Sunbeam.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. I like
That damage, that doesn't happen first, because I first have to cast it as a standard action.
Right.
But on subsequent turns, I can do 4d6 damage with a line from my hands. At least until I run out of beams, which I have 5 of them, or the time runs out. So 15 rounds. So
And it
there's no
makes
damage.
reflex saves to save for half, right?
Reflex negates for the saving throw for the blind. And yes, it's reduced by half. So
Alrighty. So it does
So I'm
nothing
gonna-
initially.
it does nothing initially. I'm just casting it so I have it prepared and ready to go if I choose
All
to.
right. Logic being what it is, Radovan is the only one that's kind of standing in clear sight. Beecham and Marlo are tucked safely against the wall, which makes them less of a target. So Radovan, it is diving at you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yep, hit.
I don't think it can hit you, dude, unless it rolls a 1.
Right. That's gonna
Alrighty.
hit.
So the 2 talons dig deep, ripping through your armor, digging into your into your upper shoulders and chest like ginormous curved daggers. For 39 points
Ow!
of damage.
Alright.
Alrighty. Okay. Instinctively, however, you realize as the pain grips you, it could so easily just tear you from the ground and go flying with you. It doesn't. It deliberately lets go with both talons and continues to arc and fly up. Like it seemed to content to just dive bomb you and try to tear you to pieces.
Oh, that would work.
Okay,
I don't understand.
Marlo,
What's it doing?
do you wish to do anything, Marlo, or as it begins to fly away?
It's got to come back around. So I'm gonna grab Beecham's hand and I'm gonna take off running down the path. Is this a path right in front of me, where Radovan's standing?
It goes upwards, yes.
But
But it
we
is
can
a
run
path.
on it.
As best you can, going up a fairly steep incline. I mean, it's steep, but it's not so steep that you can't, try to hoof it. It's kind of like an incline about like this. But I mean,
Alright,
your
so-
feet will dig into the snow to help you. I mean, you won't go very fast, but you can definitely make headway.
All right. And
So 15 feet at a time.
is this over here?
That's cliff face.
This goes up.
Yes, that's cliff, going straight up, more or less.
All right. So I'm gonna grab a hold of Beecham's arm and try to pull Radovan with me, and I can only run 15 feet at a time.
Is your movement rate 30 or 20?
Oh, right. So it would be
So
20.
your half would probably be 20 feet.
But they
If you
can
dash,
only run
you could do
15.
40 feet.
But they can only run.
They could dash 30 or run 15.
I guess if he easily comes with me, we can dash.
Okay. I mean, Beecham, if you let Beecham know that the goal is to run up that path, he'll follow you. He's not... he's not a coward, but he sure as hell ain't no hero.
Okay, so I would grab him and dash the 30 feet that I know he can go.
Okay.
And stay against this facing.
All right.
As close to this facing and...
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
so you two are going to... What about Radovan? What you going to do?
I'm going to have my sunbeam ready, and I'm going to use my standard action the next time it does its dive bomb to shoot it, and then use my movement to dive out of the way.
Okay.
And I'm going to be diving this way to this little crevice right here. Right.
Okay, so they're all doing that. Jane, what are you doing?
Kia,
You can see the bird kind of come flying up over the crest of the hill and like continue to arc and climb high up into the sky.
Okay, I'm gonna have my air elemental on that first. Is going to move up to the bird.
What's its movement rate? Because the bird is
100
about 90 feet away. Okay, so he can. Okay, so the elementals go flying over there.
Yeah. So, slam against it.
Alrighty. A slam. Okay, that's a hit.
Okay, so that would be 2d8 plus 4.
For 13 points of damage. Okay. The air goes up there and the buffets into it. A few of the feathers like fly from the front of its wings. Alright.
Okay, and I'm going to dash this way.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So its movement, it is going to do a full... Basically, it's going to fly here and begin to come around. Alright, Marlo. At this point, Marlo, Beecham, and Rado are kind of all moving together, right?
Sort of, yeah. I
okay.
mean, I'm ready. I'm on the opposite wall, and I'm ready to shoot my beam at it.
Okay.
When it's like in line to dive bomb us.
And we can go another. What is it, 15 or 20 feet?
Another 30 feet if that's all you do. If you use your action plus your move to dash, you can do 30 feet.
Oh yeah, we're still hauling ass.
Okay.
I'm just using my movement, not my action.
All right. As you continue to kind of climb up, eventually Beecham's like, look! There's some kind of cave mouth there we can possibly take cover in!
Oh hell yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't
Jane,
possibly be anything worse than there.
You're next. Oh well, rock is actually the rock thingy is next. Okay.
Did he yell that really loudly? Sounded like it. Just wondering if I heard it from all the way over here.
Heard who?
Beecham yelling, "Look, there's a cave!"
Rob, give me a listen check, but you're gonna need like a 25 or higher because they're 100 feet down and they're quite a way away plus the wind. So 25 or higher, you could have heard it. You've got super hearing.
Do I?
Oh shit! Yeah, you did.
What?
Natural 20.
Oh, goodness. Okay. That's 4. I'm up to 4.
Okay, yeah, 2 in a row for you tonight. Okay, yeah, you did actually hear Beecham. It was very faint, but you did hear it.
Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. So our bird is going to move its full movement, which is 160. About there. Okay. Alright. The bird flies right over your head, probably about 40 feet above you.
Okay.
Okay, Jane, your turn, and your elemental's turn.
Yeah, elemental. How far is it from the bird?
Oh, close enough to fly over there and hit it.
Okay, yeah, we'll do the attack.
Alright, which it does. Give it another slam for... Oh, solid slam, 19.
Oh, okay.
It's like you punched it in its beady little eye.
All right. Okay, you hit it. It slams the bird. The bird actually like descends about 6 or 7 feet before it's able to kind of like reposition itself to continue flight.
Okay, and I'll be casting Overland Flight on myself, and then
Okay. All right.
just go a couple feet above the air, 40 feet this way.
Alrighty, Radovan, you can now see the thing as it's come over the edge of the cliff and begins to its dive bomb down towards you guys.
So I'm doing a 46 blind as I see it.
Okay.
Plus possible blinds. I'm just going to roll the 46. It's a line of light that's burst from my hands.
Alright, so you slam it for 18. Okay.
And reflex...
reflex save, it gets a 16.
So it's 21 reflex.
Then it failed.
And it's blinds.
Okay,
It's blind.
alrighty.
Yes.
Alright, so you do that. The bird suddenly starts screeching as it turns its head sharply to the
jeez,
left and the
so
right.
Crazy. Oh, poor guy.
It is on what looks like a collision course with you guys because it was in a descent. It was like wings back. It was zooming down.
Ooh.
It may recover. It may not. If it doesn't, it's possibly going to smash straight down in amongst all you guys.
Oh, shit.
Run.
And I just
Thanks,
ran
there.
towards them. That's great.
Right. Okay. It seemed to be. It was aiming kind of like. I mean, you guys, from its perspective, are all right there together. You know,
Right.
5 feet either way when you're 100 feet in the air isn't a whole lot. So. All right. So Beecham and Marlowe move another 30 feet, getting close to the entrance, close enough that they can get in it next turn, but not this turn. All right, the bird is going to come crashing down. Okay, it's so big that it can't really miss, so you're going to have to make a reflex save.
Shit.
A DC 20 reflex save. If you make a DC 20, you hurl yourself against the rock face, and the thing smashes down into the snow right next to you. Less than that, and you're gonna get hit by it to some degree.
Wow.
We'll see based on how badly you fail, should you fail.
Well, you guys remember my dex is horrible, so the odds of this hitting me is pretty high.
Oh, so close. Alrighty. Okay. So basically the thing comes down. It smashes into the snow. Okay, it is going to take 8d6 damage from impact.
Wow.
It takes 28 points of damage.
That's it.
Radovan, you failed the reflex save.
Yeah.
You are taking 66. Okay, 19 points of damage as its huge, ginormous turkey leg smashes into you, knocking you flying through the air. Let's go ahead and put you where you're probably going to land about here.
Oh, I see.
As the bird is now like a huge, big, crumpled mess on the floor. You see it like shaking its massive head and flexing its wings, trying to recompose itself. All right, Marlowe.
What are you doing?
We're making a dash for the cave.
Okay. So Beecham will follow suit. So you and Beecham are both able to duck inside the cave mouth in time. All right. Kia.
I still don't know.
Right. Whoops. I'm gonna fly this way towards the cave.
Okay. Elemental. It's 100 foot down to the ground, so it can. What's its movement rate?
100 feet.
Okay, so from where it is, it can zoom down there if you want it to, but it can't quite get close enough to make an attack.
Yeah, I'll have it come down at least near the...
Okay, alright. Alrighty. And Beecham obviously is going with Marlowe. Radovan. Okay, so you are basically knocked clear and smashed into the snow. You'd need a 29 to cast. Of course, you'd have to use your movement to stand or get up.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the sunbeam is just a prepared thing. It has no...
it's already... So you can still, if you want to do that, You can still.
But I
pass
still
that.
have to. I didn't have to use my movement to get up.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously using this turn to fly away, right, or to get out, to get up.
Well,
again.
I mean, right now, it seems incredibly disorientated. Like, maybe it'll fly off, maybe it won't. It's just like it's shaking its head. There's snow flying everywhere, and it clearly didn't expect to suddenly smash into the ground like that.
All right, so I'm going to use my movement action to get up, and
Okay.
use my full movement to get as close to that as I
Okay, so
can.
you can basically make 15 feet towards.
like right there.
Yes. Okay. All
All
right.
in butt.
Sounds good to me. Okay. So Marlowe, you are inside. Marlowe and Beecham, you are inside the cave mouth.
Yes.
It seems to be a fairly narrow, probably about 10 by 10, kind of winding down into the mountainside itself. You want to venture in, or kind of just stay right near the mountains?
Yeah,
near the
we're
cave?
staying close to the edge.
But far
I don't
enough
wanna
in to where
not know
giant birds can't grab you.
get attacked
Okay.
by something else.
Okay. Jane. Oh, actually, the birdie. Right. Okay, the bird is going to attempt to fly. I'm going to give it a 50-50 shot.
Oh, it crashes into me again. Oh my God.
50 or
I know.
under, and it is going to impact the side of the cavern. Over 50, and it does. All right.
Wow.
So it starts to take off and begin to fly and smashes into the side of this,
Jesus.
taking another 4d6 points of damage. All right. And it is actually moderately hurt at this point. Well, I say moderately lightly anyway. Okay. Kia. So it is you and the Ellie.
I'm gonna make a mad dash for the cave.
Okay.
And Ellie's going to slam against the bird against the wall from that corner. So
Okay, go for it. Give it a
Okay.
slam. Give it a slam.
slam.
Slam,
and
slam,
welcome to
slam-a-roo.
the jam.
And it
Okay.
hits.
Can I do? Was it right on top of it? Can I do my full attack?
No, because it had to move over. I
Okay.
just moved it for you.
Gotcha. D4 or 2d8 plus 4.
The elemental's pretty badass. It's done you some usefulness. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Elemental gives it a slam. Marlowe and Beecham, I guess you guys are still staying put unless you want to do anything different. Beecham sure as hell isn't.
Nope. I'm
Radovan.
standing right there with him.
Doing turning around, shooting it with another beam, and then using the rest of my movement action to get in there.
Okay.
So it's another 46.
All
Another
right.
lights. Ugh.
Another 11. Okay.
Great.
9 rounds left. Ugh. So you're gonna see. I'm gonna run in, and I do not look good at all.
Yeah,
man.
there's
What the-
blood pouring from his shoulders, pretty much.
Shoulders only.
Okay, well, the rock creature, the rock itself is blind. Whatever it's doing out there. Kia, if you want the elemental to continue to attack it, you have to maintain a line of sight. If not, you guys can just venture into the cave. It's up to you.
I think we should probably kill this thing. Guys, should I kill it? I can stay out here and kill it.
Once again, I'm going to roll for the rock 50 or under, and it collides with the rocket or with the walls. Over a 50, and it gets a clear air shot. Nope, it's
Wow.
hitting it again. Slash
Okay.
R4D6.
I need to heal, but if you can deal damage to it, I can assist you. Just another
All
turn or
right,
two.
it tries to take off and takes another 10 damage.
Okay.
Okay, so Kia, if you want, you can send your thing over and do another slam.
Yeah.
So right now, what you guys are seeing is the biggest
Sweet.
bird in the world is like buffering. It's like bouncing from wall to wall, trying to get
Aw.
out of the cavern.
This is kind of making me sad.
That hits.
Fuck it! Kill it!
Fuck it.
Fuck it! Fucking
Don't
kill
blind
it!
and fly, kids.
It's a bird. Oh, it's so bad.
Okay, you spam it for 900. Okay.
Kill it with fire.
Radovan, can you hit it from there? Are you going to hit it from there?
No, but I'm gonna heal myself because I am hurt.
Okay.
So
Physician, heal thyself.
Oh, I desperately need that.
For 34, alright. Me roll once again for the birdie. 50 or under, it hits more rock. Over a 50, it gets a clean air shot. And finally it does.
Finally.
Okay. Finally it gets out of the chasm and starts to fly skyward and keep on flying. So your thing can probably keep up and hit it one more round, and after that I think it'll be too far away.
Yeah, I'll do it one more time.
Okay.
Since I can.
And it hits it. Gives it a good pat on the ass to send it on its way.
Nice.
For 17.
Yes.
Take that, eagle.
Give
I
it a
bet that's the same
colonoscopy.
eagle that saved Frodo too.
This one, this is a bit bigger than one of those. Alright, okay, the bird disappears off into the distance. As you breathe a sigh of relief as the massive creature
Jeez.
disappears out of view with a final defiant screech.
That was the biggest bird I've ever seen.
Hey,
Think it
would
had
have been
babies?
awesome for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Because if it has babies, they're kind of screwed unless it can see again later.
Yeah, Radovan. That was smart thinking.
Alrighty. How long
I'm
does
going-
it stay blind, Rado?
Not the thing didn't really say, so it would probably
Probably the duration of the spell, then, if it doesn't say
probably
different.
yeah. It didn't say. It never said any different. So
Okay. Let me
So-
go ahead. 1 second.
We could have one hell of a breakfast if we knew where its nest was.
Oh, hell yeah. Eggs. Eggses. Delicious eggses. Alright. Let's go ahead and move you guys into the cave entrance for now, anyway. Of course, you may decide to...
I'm healing myself some more because I took a beating. It's a light spell, so.
And Kia, for now, you are still invisible. Alright, so you buffer your way into the entrance. Obviously, it's very dark and dank. It's not quite as chill or as cold in here because there's no wind really blowing. But there does definitely appear to be... It kind of like heads further and further into the mountainside itself. Beecham looks and he says, well, I assume the dwarven cache is further up. This wouldn't have exactly been that hard to find, so I'm sure if this was it, somebody would have long since found it by now.
Like those rock things.
Oh, yes, possibly.
Well, perhaps this is a way. If we venture in, we can find a way that might lead further up and emerge at a higher point. You know.
Oh, I suppose, kind of like a hidden pathway to
Maybe.
higher heights, as it were. A great
Sure, why not?
Well, it can't be much more dangerous than traveling around on the sides of a mountain cliff with the biggest turkey that the world has ever seen descending upon us from the heavens and trying to pluck us off the side.
Well, let's maybe be quiet, though. As caves, as you probably know, echo. Something might be in here. So shut it.
Okay.
So wait! Before you guys go, hold on. Everyone, get close. I'm gonna kind of hold out my hands.
I didn't get hurt, Radovan.
That's not what this is.
What's this?
We're in a dungeon. There's always a chance that we might get split up, even if we didn't intend to. So if you don't mind, there's a way I can monitor everybody. You know, like a babysitter, if you will.
Is this government run?
Yes.
If
So
so,
if every-
I want
so-
any part of it.
If
Something to
everyone
say?
puts what, Marlo?
Nothing.
So if everyone hold hands, you know,
Um,
and I'm gonna cast status.
Alrighty.
status.
Okay, so
Ooh,
yeah,
cool.
it allows Radovan to basically keep tabs on you. It's like a Big Brother type spell. He can track. He basically can track you and know, like, if you're unharmed, wounded, disabled, panicking, frightful,
cool.
at peace, whatever.
Will not be censored.
All right, okay.
Hashtag I will not be censored.
Get your torches out and let's go.
Okay, with
Well,
that,
I'm gonna cast
Beecham
dancing
pulls out a
lights.
torch and lights one up.
I activate my shields.
Wow, we're just doing everything.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck.
What's going on here?
Considering that thing almost killed me.
That's not doing what it's supposed to. There we go. Okay.
Surprised. Come on. Here.
All right. So you can see it tends to go down, and then slowly there's a turn to the right.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys, there's like just a black wall in front of me. It's really weird. It's like those things that were in the roof of the cave that fell on
Water.
us.
All right. Actually, it appears to be more like a... You can kind of see ice melting from the ceiling and dripping down and hitting the floor like bloop, 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 creating a small but very shallow pool of water. It's no more than probably 3 or 4 inches deep.
Would it make any of you guys laugh if you realize I chose water walking as one of my choices to Cuthberts when I prayed this morning?
You won't get wet above the ankles.
But I'm gonna say this kind of in jest, try to get everyone's smile, since I imagine we're all a little afraid from that rock encounter.
I'm just gonna kind of look at Redman like... Walking? There wasn't a more useful spell. Never mind.
All right. As your dim torchlight kind of slowly reveals more.
I was honestly going for utility, Marlo. Trying to
Right.
cover all the bases.
Okay. Somewhere in the dark, you suddenly hear something that sounds like ching. Kia, give me a spot check.
Somebody's making cappuccino.
Yeah. Okay. Spot check. No.
All right. Okay. That's a shame. Right.
It sure is.
Okay. Suddenly, you hear something go sound like something almost like metal hitting something,
no.
and you hear.
Did I do that? That wasn't me, right?
And directly behind you, a massive boulder drops and hits the ground, closing off the exit. As you spin around, you notice the boulder has a ginormous, thick chain tied to it. The kind of chain that would originally be attached to a boat anchor. Each link is probably 2 inches thick and about this big around. The chain itself descends off in this direction into the darkness. It seems to be wrapping around some kind of rock or boulder further up ahead.
Do you think the dwarves would have done that? Oh, traps. I really wish Raisa were here right now.
So the chain, let me see if I can put some chain on here for you.
Yeah, put that chain on, Gore.
could
Put it
try it,
on.
maybe.
Now,
Chain it.
chain. There we go. Yeah, I got some chain. I got some chain.
That rock bird was really smart. It learned how to do mechanics and traps.
Wow.
So I'm very, very inspired by that revelation,
Hey, it's
Jane.
late. When have I ever not yawned?
Let me make this on the map player. Hold
Ooh, cool chain. This This is kind of scary,
Hmm.
Well, I mean, it had to be made by something intelligent.
I have a feeling whatever was in this cave just trapped us in here.
Yep.
Yeah, but there's no way of knowing if it's still in here or if that's meant to...
Did we step on something, guys, that could have activated this? And I'm immediately going to start
down at my
looking at
feet.
Yeah, I'm going to start checking around my feet.
All right, no, there doesn't seem to be anything down by your feet at all, really.
So this was activated manually. Someone saw us enter and then did it. So
I'm gonna check
we're
the
not
wall
alone.
next, the walls of the rock. If there's
Okay.
anything off about it.
All right. Nope, doesn't appear to be.
I'm gonna look up. Is there anything on the
You
ceiling?
look up. It's about a 30-foot maybe to the roof.
Okay. I say we scale one side of this room until we cover everything, you know? So we always know what's either to our left or right, you know?
Alright, I'll go to the left since I'm already looking over here.
Okay.
I'm going with you, Radovan.
We're all sticking together, guys.
We're not gonna. Oh.
The shit is this?
The ground is beginning to shimmer just ever so slightly. You notice that the small
Shit.
rocks are quaking.
Oh no.
Okay. Whatever's in here is big.
Am I still invisible? How many rounds was it?
You are for... What was the duration on your invisibility?
Let me go look at it. I think it's actually 1 round per level, if I remember.
Oh, then no, it's gone.
Okay, I would like to check this rock over here because it looks kind of different.
Okay, it's pretty much like huge big rocks and boulders that looks like at one point maybe there was a passageway through here, but there are massive huge boulders that have all kind of long since ago crashed and caved in.
Okay, so there's not like a switch or anything on the wall.
No.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about something springing.
Okay, as the heavy footsteps get louder and louder, through the faint light emerging out of the dark comes possibly the most hideous, monstrous thing you have ever seen in your lives.
Fucking T-virus shit.
What is
Let me go ahead and...
Creepy.
Oh god, it has a face.
That's not what I want.
Where? It's so
Oh, it has a face.
Oh, that's creepy.
Alrighty. Okay, let me see if I can't show chat what this thing looks like. Alright. It is huge. It is like a massive, probably 20-foot tall black monstrosity. It is covered in humongous spikes. Upon those spikes are impaled, rotting corpses, giant spiders, goblins, humans. There's pieces of armor like shields rammed through parts of the spikes to form some
there's
sort
a lady on it.
of sick, twisted armor. There's even a white kitty cat impaled on its kneecap. It is.
Wow, look at
there's
that.
a beholder eye
That's
embedded
beautiful.
on one of its back spikes. This is possibly the largest, most hideous, grotesque creature you have ever seen. I'm going to enlarge it to make sure you guys can get a great picture of it.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
I didn't need to sleep for the
So
next
cool.
week.
So cool.
As
long
it
did it run into
emerges,
a cat?
and as it does so, its right hand, the claws are running the chain through its hand, and you realize this thing was responsible for pulling the chain to drop and close you in.
Oh shit!
As it
smart.
emerges and stops in the open chasm, like huge, big, ginormous black shape. It reaches up, runs its claws through one of the corpses, kind of eviscerating it, and then it goes licking upon the corpses, or on the blood of the corpse that it just ran its claws down, and then, almost like Predator from the movie, it throws both hands open. The hands are possibly, each finger is about 5 foot long. The claws themselves are as long as broadswords, as it just stops, looks at you, and just goes... A foul stench completely consumes the area that you're in. The rot and infesting decay from possibly infinite amounts of rotting corpses can be smelt in the air. As the thing then crouches down and its eyes begin to draw, its pupils get bigger as it locks its eyes upon you guys.
You want to try to talk to it right away?
We come in peace.
And that's the perfect spot to leave it for this evening. Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
Shagget here. On How We Roll, I play Radovan Rainier, War Priest of St. Cuthbert, who just so happened to author a new academic book that's coming soon. It's titled Libido Rectification for the Required Propagation of Arconis' Depleted Men-at-Arms. Or more affectionately titled, Mandate Number 2, and You. You can follow me on Twitter @Aneb_convos for upcoming book excerpts. Just to get the hype going, push up the sales. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, I'm the Dragon Spooker, and I play Marlo Rayfell, monk and resident badass for How We Roll. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so using @DragonSpooker, or follow my Twitch channel, which I sometimes stream on, twitch.tv/TheDragonSpooker.
Hi, thanks for watching another episode of How We Roll. I am Jane Ivana, and this is my lovely cat, Norman, who really doesn't want to be here right now. You can follow me on Twitter, @JaneOnTwitch with a 0. Shh, don't tell him, he doesn't like birds. I stream occasionally on twitch.tv/Jane Ivana, so you can find me there. And I guess that's all we got. You got something to say? Nope. Peace, suckers. Bye.